Number 10. Hinomaru Sumo. In professional sumo, there are no weight classes. It's a savage sport where the strongest survive, and anyone willing to test their mettle can step into the ring. There is, however, a minimum size requirement to be a pro sumo wrestler, and young Hinomaru Ashio, incredibly talented and hardworking though he may be, does not meet that requirement. This small boy has big dreams of reaching the highest class of sumo, Inoshirokuzan. The only way he could possibly go pro is if he becomes the high school Yokozuna, a title given to the strongest wrestler in high school tournaments. Ashio is under a lot of pressure, as well as a time limit. If he can't show off his skills in the high school tournaments, he may lose his chance to go pro permanently, and the odds are stacked against him. Instead of enrolling in Ishigami High, the best school for sumo in Japan, he enrolls in Odachi High and must build a sumo club from the ground up with the one devout member Shinya Ozeki. Odachi High is the true underdog of the sumo world, but Ashio has to push forward with all his strength if he is going to make it professionally. Number 9. Togainu no Chi. In the wake of a Third World War which left Japan in ruins, an organization known as Vistio seized control of Tokyo and renamed it Dashima. Taking place in its back alleys are battle games known as Agura, overseen by the Vistio, in which contestants battle and bathe in each other's blood to earn the chance to go up against its tournament's king, SUIRI. Agura is not the only fighting tournament around. Bielitstra is a similar yet vastly different game since it prohibits murder and the use of weapons. The only way to win is by knocking out the opponent. Akira, a young man isolated from his family, is known to be undefeatable at Bielitstra. However, his life on the top is shattered when he is accused of murder. Unable to prove his own innocence, all hope is seemingly lost. That is until a mysterious woman named Emma appears and offers him a chance. Now, to regain his freedom, Akira must participate in Agura and ultimately defeat SUIRI. Number 8. Jobless Reincarnation. Despite being bullied, scorned, and depressed all of his life, a 34-year-old Shoten still found the resolve to attempt something heroic, only for it to end in a tragic accident. But in a twist of fate, he awakens in another world as Rudius Grey Rat, starting life again as a baby born to two loving parents. Preserving his memories and knowledge from his previous life, Rudius quickly adapts to his new environment. With the mind of a grown adult, he starts to display magical talent that exceeds all expectations, honing his skill with the help of a mage named Roxy Mygurdia. Rudius learns swordplay from his father, Paul, and meets Sylphia, a girl his age who quickly becomes his closest friend. As Rudius' second chance at life begins, he tries to make the most of his new opportunity while conquering his traumatic past. And perhaps, one day, he may find the one thing he could not find in his old world, love. Number 7. Koyko SUIRI. Hidden in plain sight, spirits known as yokai inhabit the world. While most are benign, a certain subset threatens the tenuous peace between yokai and humanity. Ever since she agreed to become their god of wisdom, Kotoko Iwanaga has served as a mediator between the two realms, resolving any supernatural problems that come her way. At a local hospital, Kotoko approaches Kurusa Korigawa, a university student whose long-term relationship ended with an unfortunate breakup. Kotoko harbors feelings for him and suspects that something supernatural lurks within his harmless appearance, so she asks Kuru for his assistance in helping out Yukai. 2 years later, news of an idol who was accidentally crushed to death by steel beams flooded the press. However, months later, sightings begin to tell of a faceless woman who wields a steel beam. As is the case for any supernatural problem, Kotoko and her partner set out to stop this spirit from wreaking havoc, but this case may prove to be far more sinister and personal than they could have ever thought. Number 6. to be heroine. Following the first season's gag action theme, the second season, titled To Be Heroine, features an original story and a new set of characters. Yu is about to leave home when she suddenly enters an incredible world. Appearing in front of her is an 8-year-old naked boy, and before she could even grasp the situation, she's attacked by assassins from a mafia group who were chasing the young boy. What was even more unrealistic for Yu was that the leader of this mafia was another assassin's attack. Who are those naked kids? Why did her shoe turn into a warrior? And above all, what kind of world did 8-year-old boy come from? Just like the first one, he's also almost naked. While trying to escape from the attackers, Yu loses one of her shoes, and by a strange kind of magic, her shoe turned into a warrior who was able to save her by blocking the Yu enter. Number 5. Plunderer. Alsha is a world governed by count numbers engraved on a person's body, representing any number related to their life. These counts determine a person's social status and power in Alsha. If a count reaches 0, the person is sent to the abyss, a place rumored to be worse than death. Hina, a traveler whose count is based on the distance she traveled, witnessed her mother get dragged down into the abyss. Determined to fulfill her mother's last wishes, she sets off on a journey in search of the legendary aces, heroes of the war that happened 300 years ago, bearing a white star next to their count. While wandering around, Hina encounters Lichtbach, a mysterious masked man with negative count, and Nana, the owner of a tavern. In the midst of having a good time, Hina is tricked into a battle with a military soldier. However, despite his negative count, Licht rescues Hina and reveals that he has another count, one with a white star, one of a legendary ace. Plunderer follows the journey of Hina and other inhabitants of Alsha as they discover the truth about their world, the abyss, and the legendary aces. Number 4. Assassin Pride. On the brink of extinction, mankind has downsized and now solely resides in the city-state of Flandor, living in cities encased by glass domes. Beyond the domes exist vicious lycanthropes who thrive in the darkness. Among the citizens inside, a clear distinction between the nobility and commoners is in place. The blood of nobles enables them to utilize mana, granting them abilities that exceed human limits and greatly assist them in defeating lycanthropes. Already 13 years of age, noble Melita Angel has yet to manifest her mana, and attends an elite academy where she is mistreated for her lack thereof. In order to help her, Kufa Vamp ordered by the Angel family to become Melita's tutor. While Kufa seems to be a mere mentor, an ulterior motive lurks behind his job. He is to assassinate her if he confirms that she does not possess mana. Kufa's investigation eventually leads him to determine he must eliminate Melita. However, Kufa is struck by her unwavering determination, spirit, and belief in herself when he witnesses her in a fight, choosing instead to offer a way she can manifest her magic. As Melita learns to use mana with the help of Kufa's teachings, Kufa forsakes his mission and jeopardizes everything to keep his discovery of Melita unknown to the Angel family and his own guild. However, both Kufa and Melita will soon realize that hiding their secret will not be the only challenge they face, as unforeseen trouble is waiting just around the corner. Number 3. Seiken no Blacksmith. 44 years ago, the surviving nations of the Valbanil War declared peace and forbade the use of the devastating demon contracts that ravaged the land. Now, inexperienced Knight Cicely Campbell is eager to follow the example of her family and protect the people of the city using the sword she inherited from her father. Her first challenge arises in the market. A crazed swordsman wreaks havoc upon civilians and Cicely jumps into action to restore order. Overwhelmed, Her weapon shatters, but a skilled stranger wielding a strange-looking sword intervenes. With the situation diffused, Cicely heads to a local blacksmith in an effort to restore her family heirloom. However, she finds out that her savior, the blacksmith Luke Ainsworth, may be the only person capable of such intricate repairs. Determined to have her treasured sword repaired, she seeks out the man who rescued her. However, a group of bandits suddenly attack a convoy headed for the city. The assailants look inhuman, and an ice demon appears. Luke suspects the use of a demon contract and calls upon a sacred power to defeat them. Meanwhile, a shadowy hooded figure lurks, watching from a distance. Who is this mysterious evildoer, and what does his appearance mean for the pair? Number 2. Our Last Crusade or Rise of a New World. A force known as astral power permeates throughout the world, wielded by astral mages. Fearing its destructive power, the Empire persecutes those who show their abilities. The tormented mages then founded the Nebulist sovereignty to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict, the war still going strong for more than a century. After committing the great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch, the talented knight Iska is sentenced to prison. A year later, the Empire leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he hunts down a fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch. Hoping to end the war, Iska agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice Lu Nebula's 11, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the Empire. As Iska and Alice both yearn for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, woe, or pain, the strings of fate tie them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence. And in our list number 1. Dororo. The greedy samurai lord Daigo Kagemitsu's land is dying, and he would do anything for power, even renounce Buddha and make a pact with demons. His prayers are answered by 12 demons who grant him the power he desires by aiding his prefecture's growth, but at a price. When Kagemitsu's first son is born, the boy has no limbs, no nose, no eyes, no ears, nor even skin, yet still, he lives. This child is disposed of in a river and forgotten. But as luck would have it, he is saved by a medicine man who provides him with prosthetics and weapons, allowing for him to survive and fend for himself. The boy lives and grows, and although he cannot see, hear, or feel anything, he must defeat the demons that took him as sacrifice. With the death of each one, he regains a part of himself that is rightfully his. For many years he wanders alone, until one day an orphan boy, Dororo, befriends him. The unlikely pair of castaways now fight for their survival and humanity in an unforgiving, demon-infested world.